Where was that?
It was at an art gallery in San Pedro.
Oh, that's so cool.
And there were like 10 people there.
What was the last show you played before the lockdown?
The last show I played, I played with Eugene Chadbourne, who I had not played with in... it was close to 20 years, I think, since the last time I had played with him. And he came, I was on tour with Camper Van Beethoven in January. He came to the show, said, I'm going to be in California. I gave him my number and said, hey, give me a call. And I went and we just did an improv set of folk songs. I played upright bass and...
He's so great.
He's a good friend, and it was great. It was interesting because I have a long history with Eugene. I played with him quite a bit, and I felt like if that's the last thing, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Cool.
Delta wind blown up through the leaves, up from the levee, up through the reeds, up past the oaks to the ponderosa tree, from Rio Vista all the way up past Alder Creek. I walked that levee once, you're walking now, praying that the wind could cool me down. The breeze on the levee, it's the only cool around. What the hell are you doing in this saddle town? The summer heat bakes like only summer can do. Everything has changed and nothing is new. What in the world are you ever gonna do? Now that Delta wind's blowing, it's blowing in cool. Delta wind blowing, it blows all the way up into the hill, from down the valley plain, past thine old farms, past suburban lanes, up into the forest that's been scarred deep by flame. The fishermen settled and the silt becomes dirt. You were lighting a candle in a Portuguese church. Old timer smoking just outside the door. He's too stiff to kneel, he's seen it all before. You sit in the pews and say a prayer for her. We've all gotta do what we've all gotta do. Are you walking blind, or are you just stumbling through? Delta wind's blowing, it's blowing in cool. Delta wind blowing up through the leaves, dogs stretched out on the floor, and you're laying on top of the sheets. Birds fighting the wind just to find their way, and the fruit on the vines trying hard not to wither away. Well, down in Delano, they're out in the fields. I thought that time was done, but they're out there still, in the haze of the dust, the edge of twilight. And Mama got away, and it was just in time. Joni's driving 99 in that black Cadillac. She hates being here, and she hates feeling on a night so blue. The more that things have changed, the more that she's stuck with the truth. Delta wind blowing against the summertime heat. Thought I was holding it in, but now I'm down on my knees, dreaming of fog in December, so thick I can't find my way. Dreaming of snow in the mountains coming down hard on a winter's day.
What was the biggest thing that you had to cancel?
I had a 3-month tour with the Third Mind, scheduled to start in April. And so that was Dave Alvin, myself, Michael Jerome, who plays drums for like Richard Thompson and the Blind Boys and David Emmerglick and Jesse Sykes. And then Emmy couldn't do part of the first leg of the tour, so we had Kim Thayil lined up to do... Kim was going to do the first month.
That would have been so fantastic.
It was pretty sad.
It must have been heartbreaking to have to move
it. Was, we didn't know quite how that tour would do, but the buzz on the record was good, and we all felt pretty excited about just the opportunity to go and try and play this loud 60s modal music.
Yeah. And
it just evaporated.
Have your listening habits and media consumption habits changed at all during the
they have
lockdown?
When I record, I tend to have stuff mastered by this guy named David Glasser, who does a lot of the Grateful Dead reissues and he's based in Boulder. And what he started doing was that he would wake up in the morning and get on his exercise bike and play an LP. Right? And do like 20 minutes and then flip the LP and do another 20 minutes.
Very responsible.
And I was like, well, that's actually kind of a good vibe. So what I've been doing is I finally have a house with everything kind of out. So I play vinyl in the morning when I'm like reading. So that is different. Like I listen to something every day.
A little bit dedicated towards it.
A little bit dedicated. And, sometimes I'm just streaming new stuff and sometimes I'm playing old LPs. So.
Was not, they said. Dark was not, they said. The sea was not, they said. The land was not, they said. The rivers were not, they said. The mountains were not, they said. The fish was not, they said. The bear was not, they said. Was not, they said. The heat was not, they said. The rain was not, they said. The snow was not, they said. The clouds were not, they said. The sky was not, they said. The wind was not, they said. The air was not, they said. Was not, they said. The stars were not, they said. Space was not, they said. And time Time was not, they said. Black was not, they said. White was not, they said. Before was not, they said. All was not, they said. But I was not, they said. You were not, they said. We were not, they said. And they were not, they said. The heart was not, they said. Love was not, they said. It disappeared, they said. The world was not, they said.
Have you recorded anything? Have you got something in the pipeline? You got stuff that's out? What's
we wound up doing, we did a pandemic record. I wasn't really sure what was going to happen, and I was pretty, that Third Mind tour was a kind of big deal for me.
Sure.
I've wanted to really I've recorded with Dave, but we haven't played much live, and I was really hoping that it would be a chance to really kind of go in a new direction. So I felt a little lost, and I just kind of sat and started writing into the computer, which is not normally how I write. And Michael, who plays drums in the Third Mind, was trying to figure out how to record at home. And so I would just send him demos, and he was building a studio to record drums in. And we wound up making a record that I think we're very happy with it. And
so it's not out yet, or
it's not out. We think it'll drop in September or so.
Okay, well, good.
I'm getting a lot of weird projects for like cover tribute, that kind of like a tribute to Chris Kakavos, right? And stuff like that.
That's obscure.
It is obscure, but
Chris.
It's like
that's
things come in,
cool,
and it's
man.
like
That's
let's
cool.
record a tune. I'm supposed to play bass for the Eyelids, which is a Portland band, and we've been offered shows.
Yeah,
but we don't know.
Sure. So, which brings us to what do you have booked?
In theory, I'm going to make my live debut with the Eyelids at Mississippi Studios in Portland in October. On October 16th, in theory.
Hopefully this will air before that comes out.
We will. Yeah, we'll see. We're supposed to open for Pond too on a couple of shows, and I'm not. When I talk to the promoters, the current scuttlebutt is like, if we can't open at capacity, we don't know that we can make it work.
Sure.
So that's the biggest.
That makes sense. Yeah. All right. Well, that's something. That's more than I got. So, Victor, once again, thanks for coming down and doing this. It's been really lovely to catch up, and hopefully the next time I see you, we'll go maskless.
Maybe there'll be people in the room.
Yeah, perhaps.
Exactly.
All right.
Thanks, Tom.
Sure thing.